Hey, we got it on the second try. Hi, Monkey. Hi, Dabble. Hi, YouTubers. Good morning. It is Friday. It is the 20th of March, 2020. And today is the day that Monkey's adopters are coming to pick him up. I know it came so quickly. It seems like it was just yesterday that we got these guys in to the second annex. Little scared kids that very hand shy at first. And now they're all up. I can't get these two off my lap long enough to stand up. Dabble and Monkey. And it's great to see Putter and Trifle playing. Now, Putter's obviously still feeling a bit out of sorts because I still hear Putter hissing and growling at his brothers and sisters. But it seems like he's reserved a lot of that for Dabble. And you can see he's doing fine playing with Trifle. And that's good news because it's obviously Putter and Trifle are getting adopted together. So I'm most concerned with the two of them getting along with each other. As long as Putter's getting along with Trifle, I'm super happy. And they've been playing all morning, so I'm super happy. We are giving Putter a little bit of the gabapentin to help, with a little bit of management of that attitude that he's had, I guess, since he went to the vet on Tuesday. But it seems like he's doing about the same regardless, actually. We gave him gabapentin last night. It didn't seem to make any obvious difference. But it doesn't hurt anything to try it, so there you go. Tink has been talking to everybody. Now she's going to knock the regular camera out of alignment. That's fine, too. And she's been rolling around on the floor. She might be, feeling a little bit of the heat right now. I'm not sure. But she's being very cute. And as you probably guessed from the fact that they weren't on the stream last night, on the regular Kitten Academy live stream, all of these kittens spent the night in the master bedroom with DJ and I in the spa. Private Idaho. Yes, thanks. I should mention that before I get into all of that. I keep interrupting myself too. I know I do this all the time, where I start a thought and then I interrupt myself. I grew up with my mom doing that. And it used to just annoy the heck out of me, and now I realize I do it just constantly. So, my apologies. What was I saying? Monkey is getting adopted by the same person that adopted Tubby, who you might remember from back in Illinois. And they are driving up. They're on the road right now from Pennsylvania, I want to say. It's maybe a 4-hour drive. They said they would be here around 11 o'clock today, but I honestly expect them to be here a little bit closer to noon. We'll see. Traffic's real good out there right now, so it could be anything. And as you know, they renamed Tubby. I think they renamed Tubby to Rascal, I want to say. Although we still very commonly call him Tubby, so that's okay too. And they've already planned to rename Monkey to Dakota, which is a very cool name. But I think it's also all right if we continue to call him Monkey ourselves. Nobody's going to mind. So whatever works for you, Dakota/Monkey. We certainly don't mind when folks rename the kittens and cats. I know some of the names that DJ's picks sound so strange at first, but usually by the time the kittens are ready to adopt, they just suit the kitten, don't they? Anyway, it's still the fact that a lot of the alumni get called by their original names regardless. So that's what happens. So with the long, long drive up, I'm not going to say exactly when they're going to arrive, but it's sometime, after 11, maybe after 12 even. And whenever they get here, it is fine. And we're going to miss little Monkey here because he is a total sweetheart. Speaking of interrupting myself, before I forget, someone said that yesterday while I was on the close-up stream, I was talking about how Belle went out of her room, and then I just stopped talking about it and started talking about something else. So let me just mention Belle went out of her room, but only for a couple of minutes, and she really just walked up and down the hall and then back into her room. So far, she wants to go out and explore, but she's still pretty nervous about meeting any of the other cats or anything. So we're taking it real slow with her. So, okay, now back to talking about them I keep saying in the annex. They were in the master bedroom in the spa with us last night. And it was basically more of what we've come to expect now, where Tinker snuggled with me most of the night. She was either on me or in the space right next to my pillow, which is one of the spots that she really likes to be. She was there almost all night, and it was fantastic. Plus, Dabble and Monkey and Putter and Trifle all were snuggled in various spots around the bed, and that was really nice too. Then there were several occasions where Tinker got up from the bed and started walking around the room and meowing very loudly. And she has a different meow when she's up there. I guess she's asking for something different. I'm not sure if it's her meow that says, like this is a strange place. I would like out or open the door. It's something like that, but it's a different meow that I don't think you guys have necessarily heard. And it's really funny because it really sounds like she's saying meow, or it sounds like she's like a human being imitating a cat. It is ridiculous. It's like very artificial. Like, I don't know, like she's an alien wearing a cat suit trying to imitate a cat. It is very funny. So at some point I'd like to try to find a way for you guys to hear that. Maybe I can take a recording while she's up there. It's really silly. She's just got the funniest, like, I don't know. It's like a parody meow almost. It's just ridiculous. But she only seems to use it when she's up there, and I guess because it probably means something like "Please open the door. I'd like to go back to my room," or I don't know. But yeah, we'll get a recording of it for you guys. And yeah, she's also all this morning has been talking like she does with her kids with this little purr, purr sound that she does, and rolling around and making noises and stuff. They're different noises than that one I'm talking about, though. But anyway, she's very loud about it too when she's up there in the master bedroom. So probably 3 or 4 times during the night, in the middle of the night. I think DJ and I both got woken up by her just being very loudly saying meow, 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 just very, very loudly. Uh, but it's all worth it because she's a cutie pie. Otherwise, not a whole lot that I can think of to report from the night. Everybody had fun. There was also a lot of growling from around the room, which I didn't get up to investigate. I just assumed it was Putter telling his sister, probably, mostly Dabble, to back off. It also could have been any one of them with a toy they really liked, because I think you guys have seen how kittens do that, and these kittens do that too, where if they have a toy they really like, they'll carry it around the room and growl whenever anybody gets close, because they don't want it to be taken away from them. I think you have a lot to say today. So it is. So I see some folks, Pauline, coming in a little bit late. Putter is. I think Putter's feeling at least as much better as we would want because he's playing with Trifle, like I was saying, and it just makes me happy. And that's all I need. This is everything I need right here. No worries. I do think that whatever Putter has been feeling though since the vet trip, he's probably still feeling it a bit because he's not so happy with all of his siblings. So we're keeping an eye on him. Like I said, we're still giving him some gabapentin. We're monitoring. Oh, and I should mention that we did take him to the vet yesterday, and the vet checked him out, and he's fine physically, just fine, no problems. So that's right. Yes, that's right. Cheeto and beans. Yes, I think I only really paid attention to this like yesterday. I was reading and I realized these two are getting adopted together, like I mentioned, and they're also getting name changes where they are going to be Cheeto. Trifle is going to become Cheeto, and Putter is going to become Beans, which are both good names, I think. They're all right anyway. And I especially like Beans for Putter because Putter has like very bold beans, And they're super cute. Look at that. It's like it is. It's like a drawing of a cat paw. It's so perfect. And all four of Putter's paws look that way. Though there's no way I'm going to be able to show you that. So Beans and Cheeto will be their names eventually. But like I said, a lot of times, especially folks on the Discord and folks that know them and refer to them a lot, we end up using the old names anyway. I mean, Hal and Palm got renamed years ago, and I still only think of them as Hal and Palm. In fact, I can hardly remember what their new names were. So nothing wrong with it either way. Again, I don't mind folks that rename them, and I hope those folks don't mind if sometimes we use their old names too. Hi, Tinko. Oh, I got to tell you guys too. Tinko has been progressively more and more snuggly. I say that she likes to sleep either on me or right next to me. But when she started that, she was still kind of standoffish. She would be there. Now, as of last night, she's like resting her head on me and kind of snuggling up like you see here, and really getting into it. It's been a great progression. It's so nice to see her coming around. Hi, Dabble. I see you looking at me too. I can't believe Monkey's just decided to go to sleep here. Buddy, we got other kittens we got to go see. In fact, it's time for us to get up right now and go see Belle and her kittens for a few minutes. These guys are all falling asleep, except for Potter, wherever he went to. And Tink, yes, Tink, I know you've got a lot to say about it this morning. Okay, well, let's try to slowly displace these guys and get up. Let's see if Monkey will hang out with Trifle. Here we go. Here we go, Monkey. What do you think, buddy? And I'd put Dabble there too, but there's not room for three in the basket. Here we go. Dabble, you look so good in this suit. I mean, it really does suit you. Such a cutie tie. I know. Oh, that reminds me. There was one other thing I wanted to tell you guys. Monkey just climbed right back in my lap. Now I got to move him out again, and Dabble's back in my lap. Dabble. Boy, these guys have come a long way from the kittens that we started with. Monkey, give me a chance, buddy. Give me a chance. That reminds me. I've mentioned this before, but boy, Trifle is he's got this thing where he wants to be around my feet. And if I stand up, and this happened to me several times last night, I'd stand up, I'd get out of bed, I'd start walking across the room, and Trifle comes out of nowhere to stand on my feet, and he like gets right on your feet and in between your feet and around your feet, and he wants to be right there on your feet all the time. And I fortunately I have not stepped on him. I'm very careful, but he's tripped me up pretty good a few times, and yeah, if he doesn't go to his adopter soon, it's a good chance that he's going to kill me. I will trip and I will fall, and that will be the end. So I hope his adopter is ready for that, to walk carefully, because this guy loves feet. Oh, now. Okay, that was Tink telling Dabble to back off a little bit. So yeah. Anyway, Trifle, yeah, he's all about running up right on your feet and getting in there, uh, and he loves he snuggles up with it too. Like he'll sort of grab it and stand on it and stand over it, and I try to pick him up sometimes with my feet just by lifting it. Were you just eating something? You didn't come from the food zone, though, did you? I guess you did. So this is Eddie, one of those fancy tripping cats. Yes, a tripping cat. It does. It sounds like a fainting couch, right? Like something you'd have in the Victorian era. I mean, this is my fainting couch, and this is my tripping cat. That's great. Hi, Eddie. How you doing this morning, buddy? You must have just been eating something, because you are cleaning your lips. Here comes Custard Doodle. Okay, I took us through the back way, so I don't know if we... here's Ari. Hey, buddy. There's Maggie. Oh, my gosh. Did you guys see Umbra loves Maggie art? She just did some art of Maggie that is fantastic. I mean, it's amazing. The only place I know you can see it for sure is on our Twitter, and if you look, it's one of the most recent 2 or 3 tweets from us. She does some of the best art and has just done some fantastic art all along. And she just posted this thing that's Maggie, and it's fantastic. If you're not on our Twitter, you should hop over there just to check it out. It's so good. All right, let's head up here. Okay, we're gonna stop in for just a. Oh, here's Smokey, hanging out in the hall bed. Hi. Okay. Drop in here for just 1 second with Brooke, who was out this morning, but I put her up when that fence is out because I don't want her to be at the fence hissing at kittens and stuff. That's not fun for anybody, and she does still like to hiss at kittens. Although she's been doing better and better with the faculty. We still have incidents here and there, but more or less she just lets them, do their own thing, and she does her own thing, and it's great. So I'm feeling more and more comfortable just having her out. I don't know if you can hear that purr. Brooke's doing great. I think I mentioned yesterday about Brooke's adopter saying she was going to have to stay with us for a couple more weeks, probably, which is fine with me because she is just so sweet and she's just super affectionate, super friendly. And I love that of all the mom cats, she's so surprising. She's always got that angry face. And when I first met her, she communicated, and her only communication was hisses. She would hiss at me, she'd hiss at hands, she'd hiss at nothing, at the air, just all the time. That was just how she would talk. And I, to be honest, was a little intimidated by her. She's got a very, like, this personality that just says, "Don't mess with me because I will mess you up." But it turns out it's mostly bluster. When she talks like that, she's never done anything that that she suggests that she's going to hurt somebody. She suggests that she's going to, do something, but she never does, ever. Which is it's cute because she's all talk, but inside she's a big old softie, and you can see that. And I've shown this before. I can't do it now because I don't have my tripod. But she'll let me every time. She'll let me pick her up and cuddle her like a little baby, and She'll let me do that all day. And I pet her, and she just loves it, and it's fantastic. She's such a sweetheart with a rough exterior. Yes, so great. I'm gonna miss her so much. And if her adopter's watching, I mentioned I contributed to their endowment by getting a litter box like the one that she likes, and that arrived yesterday. So now that's all ready to go with her endowment, which is pretty awesome. Okay, let's head in here finally. I know this is what you guys have all been waiting for. Belle's little kids. So we've been carrying on with trying to get them to eat some real food more often. Oh, they were at the vet yesterday. That was just yesterday. Wow, it seems so long ago already. They were at the vet yesterday, and they got their first vaccines, their distemper. It's the first of 3 distemper vaccines that they will get. And they did very, very well on their trip to the vet. It was fantastic. They traveled pretty well. Belle meowed a little bit, but when I opened Belle's, so I put a cover over the carrier usually. When I lifted the cover and let her look out the window, she did a lot better. I think she just likes to watch. Like she sits at this window all the time and watches things outside. So I think that made her feel better about the trip to the vet when she could watch. So that went really well. They all got, checked out. The vet listens to their heart and looks in their ear and checks out their mouth and looks for cleft palate and checks their teeth and all the regular stuff. And they all passed all that with flying colors. So that was good. They did get their vaccines. They were, especially Foggy was a little sore yesterday. Let me see. Are you still sore? No, not sore. Okay, good. Because this is the shoulder that they give the vaccine in. And yesterday, when we touched Foggy there, she got really mad about it. She was like, "Ow, that hurts. Don't touch me." But today, all good. Good. That's good news. So let's see. I would think I interrupted myself talking about how we're still trying to get them to eat solid food and poop in the right places, and we're making good progress, I think. But I wanted to show you that something that DJ sort of suggested that we try is to give them different foods. So here we have the fancy feast that we feed everybody that we want them to eventually eat. Here we have Royal Canin Mom and Baby Cat, which is what we have traditionally started kittens on. And here we have Royal Canin Mom and Baby Cat dry food too, so they have that option. So they've got three choices, and they will have three choices until I see them eating consistently. And then we will slowly transition them from whatever they really like to the fancy feast classic pate that we like to keep everybody on right now. And I've talked a lot about that. I know a lot of people think, sort of turn their noses up at the fancy feast, but just without getting into it too much, because I've talked about it before, fancy feast classic pate in particular turns out to be one of the high protein, low carb foods that you can get for your cat that is therefore pretty healthy. It's not a bad choice overall. Wow, that little beeper face. Look at you. She just climbed right in here and cuddled up. Oh, mom's wrestling with Foggy. So there's like a billion varieties of fancy feast. So it's worth pointing out that it's specifically the classic pate. And of the classic pate, some of the flavors are a little bit better than others, but it's not a huge difference. So any of the classic pates are pretty good. We stick to the chicken one ourselves, just because I think DJ prefers chicken herself. Not that she eats cat food, but I mean in general. So that's what she likes to see the cats eating because it's more familiar to her, as opposed to things like turkey and beef that DJ specifically does not like to eat. And therefore she figures, why would a kitten want to eat it? I know that logic doesn't hold up, but I'm pretty sure that's how we arrived where we are. Barbara Joy, Loving Heart, that's great that you found an article that says the same thing about Fancy Feast. I did, I went out on the internet and I looked into all this stuff. So I know that what Dr. Katz says about Fancy Feast and what I just said about it, I know it's true. But there are, even with that being true, there's certainly an argument for any other high protein, low carb food. That's just generally what you want to do. And if it's not Fancy Feast, if it's something else that meets those sort of criteria, then that's fine. And the one thing I just always have to tell people to look out for is watch out just for ones that say that they are grain free, because grain free really doesn't mean low carb. It really doesn't. And there's nothing wrong with one that says grain free. In fact, I've seen the Fancy Feast Classic Pate being marketed as grain free now. That's relatively new. Um, but so grain free doesn't mean anything bad, but it also doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be low carb. So you got to research a little bit more than that. And the worst thing about it all is almost every pet food manufacturer puts the numbers on the cans for how much protein it has and how much fat it has, but I have yet to see a single one that shows right on the can what the carb content is. Almost none of them tell you that. And that's a little rough. I wish they would. So on the flip side, though, if you really want to do the research, if you reach out to almost any manufacturer, they know those numbers and will happily tell you. They just don't always publish it the way that would make it easy. Well, that was a lot of talk about food after I said I didn't want to have a lot of talk about food because I've said all those same things before plenty of times, but there's always new folks watching, so I guess it never hurts to cover the basics again. She's so sweet and polite. Oh, did I tell you guys? I know I've told you before about how she is with treats. I did mention this. I know I mentioned it. Because what happened was when you offer her a treat, she's too polite to take it from your hand, and so she'll headbutt you, and that's her signal that I would like that treat. Please put it on the floor so that I can eat it. And I was giving her some of the baby food that we like to use as treats lately on my finger, and she wouldn't take it from my finger. Instead, she just kept headbutting my finger and getting it all over her head. It was ridiculous. And eventually, I got her to eat it from my finger, and that was cool. And then I was talking. This is why I remember I did tell you guys this already, because I was saying, maybe I shouldn't do that though, because some people don't want their cats to take food from people's hands. But then her adopter was watching and told me, "Oh, it's fine. I don't have any problem with that at all. You feed her from your hands all you want." So that was sweet too. I love that we know in advance who's going to adopt the cats and the kittens most of the time, and that we can talk to them about their preferences and what they want for the cats, and help work with them in some cases to like when we've got ones that are, oh, we're going to put a collar on the kitten, can you make sure that you train it up on collars, or in this case it's fine to feed it by hand because that's what we like. So it's really it's so special that the people, that all of these kittens have approved adopters, and that we actually have communicated now with all of those approved adopters. I really like that fact, and I think it makes this whole process a little more special on both ends. I know it makes it more special for the adopter too, because they can watch the stream then going, "That's my kitten," and then it makes it more special for us too, because we can know that they're going to go to a good home and talk to their people and arrange everything and all that. And it's great. I don't know what I'm saying. I have no idea what I'm trying to say, except it's been 27 minutes of me not knowing what I'm saying, so I should probably move on. I do have to get a lot of cleaning done. I want the place to look good when Monkey's adopter arrives in a few hours. Even though this is really fun, and I know we could also really enjoy just filming this all day long. But if you do want to watch them all day long, don't forget, we've got the regular Kitten Academy live stream. It goes 24 hours a day. So you can tune in. Hopefully we will keep them in front of the camera as much as possible. And there will be something for you to watch there. One more time, hey, thank you guys all so much for joining me this morning for this close-up. Again, it really means everything to me. And I know it means a lot to the kittens as well. They all get up and show off for you guys. I think they know what's up. Kids. All right. There goes Maggie. Foggy's bold. Wow. Really wants to go out and meet some other kitties, huh? I know. All right. Okay. Signing off. I will see you guys. There's no close-up tomorrow because there's mailbag at 10 o'clock. But you can tune in for that on the regular Kitten Academy live stream, and we will do another close-up on Sunday. Thanks, everybody. Oh, that was Belle telling somebody to get away from the door, but I didn't see who it was. All right, Belle, you made your point. You sure made your point.